and the wind that all it all. Well, it's always, always, always been the same. Always, always, always wanted more.
I was raised on Devo, Thompson Twins, New Order, Talking Heads. So realizing that there's a band across the pond making music like you guys are, I don't know if you can tell in my voice, but you guys are just doing really, really great things. I want to scream it from the rooftops.
Oh, that's really kind. I'm glad that it's connecting with you, and I'm glad that it's reminding you of the same kind of stuff that I used to listen to as well. So that works.
I shared your music with everybody in my family because again, they're the ones that introduced me to new wave, and they love your music. They can't wait until you guys come to America because we're all going to go to a show together.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That's the dream.
There's a lot of music to cover. I'm just going to kind of dive into my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Dig It and Repeat 2018.
Yeah.
Who came up with that beat?
I think it was just in my bedroom. I think I just started to use a recording software and started to write songs by like recording the bits on my laptop and like layering up different elements. So I think I came up with the like rhythm guitar, the and from there I kind of wanted on every like 4 there to be a big drum kind of accent on it, so that all the like guitar emphasis was also being hit by the drums as well. And I think, I mean, it's probably obvious that I came up with the bass line for that because it's literally just one note, and I'm not a great bass player, but that kind of that loop, I came up with most of it in my bedroom at the time, and then brought it to the guys. I think like the rest of the song, like the chorus and stuff, we came up together, and I remember Josh came up with the middle 8, but that initial just the initial loop kind of came about in my bedroom when I was just starting to get to grips with writing stuff like on my laptop, by recording first rather than just writing it on an acoustic guitar or whatever.
At the end where you're singing "We're all gonna get found out," but it's slowed down and you're singing that over everyone, it just gives me chills. You nailed it.
Oh, thank you.
We're all gonna get found out. We're all gonna get found out. We're all gonna get found out. Need a distraction. Looks like you're out of line. Looking for action inside a paper towel. Gone up in flashes. There goes the burning bar. Light up the matches. It's how to make a fire.
Thank you. Yeah, that mid-late bass line, that that was one where a lot of the time I can like write myself into a bit of a corner with a song where I've got maybe a verse and a chorus, but then I kind of just don't know how to progress it. And Josh is very good. That's Josh on bass, is very good for those moments where I don't really know where else to take it. He can often come up with a bass line that like I would never have thought of, and it like starts to bring a whole new element into the song. So that was one of those aspects where I didn't really know where to take it, and Josh had that amazing bass line, and then the rest was easy.
Run 2019. I think that's just a great example of how well your vocals work with Josh's chord structure and Brad. I mean, it's a great single. And you even have some interesting background effects in that one too. It almost reminds me, because Mark Mothersbaugh of Devo did the Rugrats theme song. It's very similar to that, and it gives me the dose of nostalgia my brain needs.
Oh, I love that Rugrats reference. I'll have to use that in future. That's.
And they're breeding, but their parents have nothing in common. Well, they'll all be lost without the cross. Where will they go without the ghost? What do they know? Well, where are they now? Where are they now? Where are they now? This house was built on broken backs. I've seen the cracks, watch it collapse, riches to rags. You have
that was before we actually had a synth player. We were still a 4-piece, but I had got my first synth, so I was messing about with it at the time we were writing that song. So I think that was the first ever song we recorded which had synths in it. So yeah, the synth sounds are very basic, and it's all mono synths and stuff, so it kind of has a weird sound to it that we've sort of progressed past since then, but it's quite an interesting little time capsule in kind of where we were at the time, because we hadn't quite used enough synths to have to get a synth player, but it was creeping its way in.
How did you meet Nick Smith? How did he come into to be a player?
If I remember rightly, so we had a synth player called Harvey, who was a mate of ours who was in, and then he left the band to go and do other things. So we needed a new synth player, and I think our manager at the time had met Nick and knew that he was a good player, so he said, "Oh, you should give this guy a shout for an audition." And I think we literally didn't know any other people that played synths, so we did get him in for an audition, and he did great. But there also literally was no one else that we knew, so we often joke with him about it, but like finding synth players is like a needle in a haystack, really.
Whatever happens in the future, regardless of any of you guys, I'll follow everyone. You're all very, very talented. I can't believe that he just landed in your lap like that. What?
Yeah,
I mean,
it was very lucky.
the imagery I have is like, you know how people huddle together in sports or get together and huddle, or classmates will huddle together like the cool kids, and there will always be someone outside of the circle or someone just not in on the conversation. And I feel like you guys make music for that person that's out of the loop.
That's a really nice way of putting it. Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
I'm your enemy, you'll find no friend in me. I think every word in that song acts like a parent that we didn't have growing up. So just thank you for what you do.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, that song, do you know the band Preoccupations?
I don't.
I think they're a Canadian band, and they're incredible. They're really, really cool. Very, very New Order.
Okay.
They're a modern band. And that song, I was really, really into them at the time. So if you like that song, you'll probably like Preoccupations, because it's quite similar.
Okay, I'll check them out. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, no worries.
2020, Mundanity.
That one we had written and recorded and everything. It was all done and dusted by sort of late 2019, I think.
Okay.
So it was just bad luck timing wise that the first thing, I think No Fanfare, that was the first single, and it came out I think 10 days before the lockdown in the UK, and I think about 2 weeks in we signed to our booking agent, thinking that we'd be out of it within another 2 weeks and we'd crack on, but it sort of soon became apparent that we'd have to release the whole EP throughout lockdown, and also that we wouldn't be able to get any gigs from our new booking agent for another 18 months. So yeah, in terms of the music itself, the themes and everything like that aren't anything informed by lockdown. That would be coincidence. But yeah, it was supposed to be released, in a normal year, but it just happened to be that as soon as we started releasing, everything locked down, and it didn't come back again for 18 months. Adult Contemporary was all written during lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah, Mundanity was all already written and recorded outside of that.
It's even more interesting to know that it was just a bad coincidence that it was basically all wrapped up by the end of 2019, and then when you released it, that kind of happened, because the cover of that album with everyone's box on their head, and it's just very representational. I want that piece of art on my wall somewhere. Is that like an actual bus stop in your town?
So I live in London. At the time, the rest of the band lived in Brighton. We travelled somewhere into London. It was kind of the most like suburban looking part of London we could find, and we all came out there to do it. When we started releasing that, I remember somebody sent me a picture, and it was like a clipping from a newspaper from that week, which was like maybe 1 week into lockdown or 1 week before or something. And it was someone on the bus it was before everyone got face masks, but they were wearing a big cardboard box on their head because they didn't have a mask, and they were being really paranoid. And they were like, someone sent it to me saying like, have you, did you know something that we didn't when you put this artwork out? And I was like, no, this is complete coincidence.
And can't stand the faces. Sing it out once or twice, sing it like 1,000 times. A fanfare, no fanfare. Hold it tight, only trying to make it right. A fanfare, no fanfare. Out. Set a fair, you just stand there with no fanfare. Crime, here is mine, you're a swine, and your spine is too fine of a line to define. And though you're lacking it back on a flash in the pan, it is sad your other one is spinning out.
That line in Self-Exile, that, that should do it, this time. Is that a mantra, or was that just a moment of self-doubt that kind of transformed into a lyric?
Some of the lyrics that tracks end up getting built upon just kind of like, they come straight away, and either they resonate and they feel like true to some extent, or they don't. And if they don't, then I'll tweak them, and I'll be like, right, well, that's just a placeholder, and I'll swap that out later. But with that one, it came straight away, and I liked it for whatever reason, and that kind of informed the feeling and the themes of the rest of the song. So that lyric is kind of, if in the moment where you've just had enough of someone or yourself, or you're in a kind of frustrating social situation where you feel like you're being quite obstinate, and you just want to like huff out of there, that should do it line is kind of like, oh, that must have pissed this person off to the extent that they'll just leave me alone now. That should do it now. I think I've dug my grave, so I'm just gonna go, kind of thing.
Your heart of gold, your heart of gold. I don't wanna break your heart of gold. Your heart of gold, your heart of gold. I don't wanna break your heart of gold. That should do it, that should do it, that should do it this time. That should do it, that should do it, that should do it this time. But it's fine. That should do it, that should do it, that should do it this time. That should do it, that should do it, that should do it this time. But it's fine. It's self-exile, self-exile, self-exile. Give it to me.
With #1 bestseller, I love the pop funk, like critique of self-help. It's just that's a very well done track as well.
I think that song is definitely a product of lockdown, in that during lockdown people had so much more time to kind of like think about their own self-help and their own self-love and all of that stuff, which is mostly great, but I think it opened the door for a completely new market of like grifters that want to sell you crystals, and they want to sell you books that are completely made up.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So I think the prominence of that industry, it was probably a product of lockdown, and therefore so was the track.
I think I might have hit a wall, but not the kind you can lean on. It's just broken.
Yeah.
My mind is made up. I'm gonna hurt.
move on to Corals, the album that I ordered on vinyl that is my prized possession in my collection.
Oh, nice.
The artwork.
Did you get the red vinyl or the splattered one?
I got the splattered one.
Nice.
Yes. I love the artwork and the track listing, just everything that you guys did. And the ball. What a great music video. The whole playing to an empty room bit.
Thank you.
Sometimes when you write, do you write purposefully so that the listener interprets what they want the music to mean to them, or are you trying to give them a specific, this is what I'm singing about?
I think it's both. I think
I do too.
if I'm gonna write a lyric, like, you know, a 3.5 minute song, wouldn't really be able to finish the lyrics if in my head I haven't got like a definite theme that I'm writing towards. I don't like to just write whatever words rhyme and just hope that it works for someone.
Mhm.
So it has to mean something to me, but I'll also be like, I don't want to write songs that are completely autobiographical, and therefore if you're listening to it, it's just like me banging on about myself and things that I think about.
Absolutely.
So it's it's kind of both. Like, I have to know specifically what it means, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to write, you know, exactly what I'm thinking in like plain words where there's just nothing to latch onto. So it's kind of, it's got to mean something to me, but I also want to leave something out there for other people to like pick up on and have a theme that's universal enough that it's not just something that only I could ever think.
Yes, the ship is sinking now, the water's at our hips. It's just a case of how not if you sank the ship. We ain't gonna drop dead. We ain't gonna drop dead. How do you sleep at night? How do you justify? Why is it your birthday night? Will you make it make sense? Will you make it make sense? How do you sleep at night? Should've never made the trip. Your fingertips have lost the grip. You made the slip. You sank the ship. Let's get today out the way and in the rear view mirror. Let's get today out the way and in the rear view mirror. Let's get this bleak fucking week in the rear view mirror. Let's get this bleak fucking week in the rear view mirror. Let's get this year out.
I say the man in quote unquote because it could be politics, it could be a corporation, it could be your family, it could be a lot of things. The man in everyone's life. So I think it just speaks to your talent and your strengths that you're able to. People get different ways. Benign fire in a small room. It's like you're verbalizing being a Sims character, like you're being controlled and you can't leave. You just want to end the game. Have you guys all been writing together since 2018 with not, of course, not Nick Smith on synth? I know that he was added later, but I mean, with you and Brad and Josh, I mean, did you grow up together?
We met at university in 20. So I've been in bands with Brad since 2015, which is when we met at uni. And then we quite quickly, like very early 2016, met Josh when he joined bass in the band that was before Youth Sector. So from 2016, me, Brad and Josh have been writing together in some form. And then from 2017 onwards, 2018 onwards, it was Youth Sector.
All around the water cooler ride, who've had it in control without all of them fixing up a fuss, and now my ears are burning, just like the desk is burning. No doubt the smoke's alarming, who's it harming? Try to keep cool, 'cause it's all by the fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire in this burning room. Take what action
might be at a place in your life where things aren't going your way and you're not taking care of yourself as well as you should be, mental health wise or whatever. You're just very burnt out and not doing well, but you're sort of the last person to notice it, kind of thing. So it's, the lyrics are kind of talking about, like, the image I had in my head was someone who's gone, like, literally gone to work, and they're just like sat at their cubicle working, and this person is actually on fire, and everyone else is just too polite to say it to their face, so everyone's just kind of whispering, saying, "Oh, have you seen that guy is literally on fire?" And he hasn't kind of accepted it in himself yet, so he's trying to go to work pretending that he's just going about his day. So yeah, it's just, that was the like visual image that I had in my head when I was writing those lyrics. But it's moments where you're not doing so well and you're the last person to accept that actually you need to have a think.
How relatable. I mean, to everyone, really.
Mm.
And free parking is just, God, I mean, I can tell that you grew up with the music that I listened to growing up. And thank you, thank you, thank you for free parking.
No worries.
We go on. 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 We go. We go. We go. These plastic people's plastic permits only work in a week. How will they meet that plastic pile? They can park on the cheap. This isn't feasible, reasonable. These people agree. Oh, what a pickle for these people. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it around here. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it around here. 4 miles, 5 miles for free parking. 6 miles, 7 miles for free parking.
Every line is so weighted and rooted in something magic. So
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I was just thinking the other day that I'd quite like to play it again, because we haven't played it in ages.
I can't wait. I mean, when you guys come to America, I'll need to get myself together. I will be there front row, whatever it costs.
Oh man, we'd love to. We'd absolutely love to.
You're playing with Kaiser Chiefs in castles. I mean, sorry, just as an American, that's how rad of an experience is that?
I don't know why, but they love playing castles. We did Ludlow Castle with them, Warwick Castle with them, and Edinburgh Castle with them. There's 3 more castles than we ever thought we'd play.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's been great. Like we did those castle ones, and we did a tour with them last year. It's been a pleasure. Like I think it's been a massive help for us to play to like much bigger audiences than we are used to playing towards. I think it's informed the songs on Pop Couture a little bit. I think some of the songs on Pop Couture are more ambitious when it comes to kind of trying to write for bigger venues.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it kind of fueled a bit of a passion in all of us to like, oh, we need to play to this many people.
One last question for you. I appreciate again you talking to me.
Yeah, no worries.
If I ever get the chance to visit Brighton or England, or if I ever get the chance to go over there, what are some of your favorite digs? Like, there's this really cool music store that you like, or there's this really cool library that you pop into, or antique shop.
There's this amazing. Again, we're just thinking about places that we can try and go when we tour. But in Sheffield, there's an incredible burrito shop that does like the best burritos you'll ever have. And I can't even remember what it's called. I know exactly where it is and how to get there when you're in Sheffield. But
sometimes you don't even need to remember of the business name, because the food, you just remember the way to walk to it or drive to
exactly.
it. And that's all that counts. I envision myself just running around the town trying burrito shops, and it's like, nope, this isn't it. This isn't
I was going to say, if you do all 3 of those, going to Brighton Beach, Sheffield, and the Peak District, I think there'll be a lot of travel. But
Okay.
Maybe I think in America you're used to long drives, so maybe it's fine.
Nick, thank you again for talking to me.
No worries. Thank you, Brittany.
Oh, break something!